Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
All right, everyone, welcome to your Tuesday night edition of Unscripted. After some technical difficulties, we're finally on the air. Jay, how you doing today?
Hey, I'm doing well, man. Now that I've finally figured out how to operate a computer.
Well, it's a learning process. After 364 episodes, it's still a learning process. But hey, as you like to say, it is what it is. John says, liking the new intro music. We appreciate it, man. We worked hard on it. We appreciate the love and support, John. Jay, oh man, Jay, we have a lot to talk about today. A lot of stuff, honestly, it's off the field, and we normally don't like to go off the field, but there's just been so much in the news, man. We had really no option. I mean, nothing really compared to it. Before we get into it, be sure to check us out on social media, Facebook at Unscripted, Unscripted Guys on Twitter, and then Unscripted Sports on TikTok, YouTube, as well as Twitch. Also, brand new article uploaded today to our Facebook page. Stat Guy says number 9. Our boy Dustin Reese put in a banger this time once again, doing his college football breakdowns, his previews. Today, he did the Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference. Jay, I'm going to be honest, I had no idea this was even a thing until Dustin sent this over to me. I read it, and I was like, man, and see, this is what we do, Jay. We cover the stuff that really no one else really covers. And we appreciate Dustin for all his hard work, man. He's got a lot more coming down the pipeline, so check us out on Facebook. Only place we're able to post it just because Dustin goes in depth, and Facebook's the only place with the word limit to where we can go and put all of his great work. So once again, thanks, Dustin. Once again, Stat Guy says number 9 up on our Facebook page. Go and check it out.
He's tearing it up, Logan. I love this guy, man. He's just, that's one thing I love. If you want to go get some really good sports content, maybe you think it up, don't think about, want to know about, go to Unscripted Facebook page. All of his content is on there, and the articles are really amazing.
Yes, it is, as always. And, Jay, before we get into our topics tonight, as you know, how we always kick off the show with our Close to Home segment. Let's get it rolling. All right, Jay, close to home. Talk about your Astros. You got 10 minutes on the clock, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I don't even know if I need the full 10 minutes. This one has not been a very good series starting out. The Miami Marlins, I tell you, Logan, there's just a few teams in the world that just kind of have your number. And right now, the Miami Marlins are kind of showing that they got our number right now. But our current record, again, is 68-52. We are coming off back-to-back losses heading into tonight, which currently we're down 1-0 to Miami on a really what should have been a catch, but he caught it at the tip of the glove. It was if he would have got that, but Myers would have got that ball, it would have been spectacular. But unfortunately, it didn't happen, and the Miami Marlins did score a run. However, in a comma, yes. So we lost. Who did we come off to? I believe it was the Angels that we took the last loss to, if I'm not mistaken, and then we lost last night to Miami. Something to that effect anyway. I tell you, it was sad. But, yeah, so last night or the other night, they lost the Angels 5-1. Framber Valdez did take the loss, but he went 7-2 innings. Almost went a full 8. I was 1 out away from going a full 8 innings. He only gave up 6 hits, 3 runs. a walk, and 4 strikeouts. But I got to be honest with you, man. This loss is not pegged on Framber Valdez by any means. It really was the fact that the Astros just couldn't get the guys in from scoring position. Twice, Logan, they had men on second and third and 1 out and just couldn't get the guys in. For whatever reason, they just couldn't get them in. And look, that would have been 5-1 right there if we would have been able to capitalize on those two. And that wasn't just the only two. There were other scoring positions. Those were just the most notable ones. There's a couple of times we left a man on second base several times. So really it was just Astros' lack of capitalizing on scoring opportunities, which is the on-base slugging percentage, on-base percent, all that stuff, right? That's where all that stuff comes into play. And again, Garrett, it really improved his with hitters in scoring position. His whip really got improved on that. He did get the win. He went 5 innings, 4 hits, no runs, and a strikeout. So, Garrett, congratulations. You got the win. Framber, it wasn't your fault, buddy. It was just the fact that Astros just couldn't capitalize on runners in scoring position. So that wasn't your loss. The Astros, again, last night did take the loss to Miami as well. I did not write down the score on that, but it was a pretty tough. Am I right on that, Logan? Was it Miami Marlins we played? Yeah, it was Miami we played last night, but I did not write down. For some reason, I did not write down the score of that game.
Let me pull it up.
While he's doing that, I do want to comment on that Angels game, though. When I say we had runners in scoring position, it was several times. Altuve went 3 for 4. Tucker was the guy that had opportunities to get those guys from scoring position in. He went 0 for 4. And then you had Pena go 2 for 4 and so forth. And I believe Maldonado, I think, is on the 4-game hitting streak. He went 2 for 4. So it is what it is. Logan, I'm pretty sure. I know. I thought I wrote that.
Yeah, you did play the Marlins last night. You lost 5-1.
Yeah. Anyway, I wrote down Angels, I meant to put Miami in there, and my brain got twisted. So that whole game was not Angels; it was the Miami Marlins that we were playing. I apologize. I don't know why I wrote Angels there. But any event. Tonight we got Javier going against Cueto. Javier's 8-2. Cueto's 0-3. Javi's got a 4.36 ERA. Cueto's got a 5.33 ERA. Again, the WHIP is 1.22 for Javi and 1 for Cueto. So Cueto has the better WHIP. Javi has the better ERA and obviously the better standings. But I will tell you this. Cueto, I remember Cueto going all the way back to Cincinnati Reds. And if Gonzo was on this show, he'd tell you all about Cueto. Cueto has always had good outings with the Astros. I don't know what it is about Cueto, but he does do a number on the Astros. It's amazing to watch Cueto pitch when he actually does play the Astros. And so I fully expect, as you can see, it's 1-0 now, that we're going to get a good game from him. To close it out, Houston's got Seattle after this. We got one more after tonight's game. We got one more game with Miami. And then we head off to Seattle for 3, Boston for 4, Detroit for 3, Boston for 3, Yankees at home for 3, and then we get the ill-fated Texas Rangers at home to wrap it up for 3. And then, of course, we got a few more series after that. But I just pointed that out to say this. The Astros have a fairly strong schedule between now and Texas. And I'll be honest with you, if you go and look at Texas' schedule, it's pretty damn soft. Texas has a very soft schedule between now and they play us. I think the A's are in there. A few of the sub-500 teams are in there, but they do play Seattle, so I do want to capitalize on that. But at the end of the day, man, the Astros have got to do a better job of getting these guys from scoring position in. If we can do that, then we're going to be fine. If not, then obviously we're going to make the playoffs, but it's going to be much, much tougher. Logan?
Yeah, like I said, good analysis all around. We'll see if the Astros can turn around, like you mentioned, down 1-0 already early in your bowl game. But let's talk about my team, Jay. You played the Yankees last week. I'm playing them this week. So, like I said, we got that 1-0 series lead currently. First pitch is probably going to be in just a couple of minutes, actually. It says 7:20. So, just a few minutes away there. Last night, got the big 11-3 win. Everything was clicking once again, Jay. Won 4 of our last 5. We already know what we did with the Mets. 7-0, 21-3, 6-0. Then lost 7-6, but it's all right, though, because, like I said, we bounced back, scored 11 runs last night. And, man, We were just doing good. Unfortunately, though, we did lose Ozzy Albies for a little bit going on the injured list. So that means that Vaughn Grissom is coming back up. We all know last season he did pretty well. So we'll see how he can do in his replacement. But other than that, I'm feeling great about this team, man. We're doing good. It was rough a little bit, but I'm glad that we seemingly got back on track. The offense was never the issue. It was really just the pitching that was a little bit substandard. But now we're rolling once again. Things are going all good in Atlanta, and we're going up against Frankie's team, and Jay, it's always just a little bit sweeter whenever we can defeat one of our friends' team, whether it's us beating the Astros, us beating the Yankees, the Reds, whoever it may be. It's always just better whenever we beat someone. And once again, Albies not going to be out for too long, going on 10-day IL with a hamstring strain. So nothing too major there. If you want to get injured, you definitely don't want to be long-term. You want to be something short-term. So happy to see that. Hopefully we get the win against the Yankees once again tonight. And let's see here. We got some comments from John Suck going to bring up. Let's see. He said, yes, Ozzy is on the IL. Correct. The new kid we brought in has been impressive. Oh, and you're thinking of Nicky Lopez. We picked him up at the trade deadline, a guy who, honestly, he's more of a defensive player. But I don't know what it is, Jay. Maybe it's our hitting coach, but he's just been raking these last few games. So glad to see that. Good question here. He said, is the Padres GM on the hot seat for this disaster of a year? That's good, Jay. Do you want to leave that for a topic for Saturday?
Yeah, let's hit on that Saturday.
On that, John.
I want to do a little bit more research on that to give a good answer.
Yeah, well, so John, we'll do some research and we'll bring that back on Saturday because Thursday we got a special show, so we're going to be doing things a little different then. But Saturday we will definitely bring it up. And let's see, one more thing. He says, I know someone didn't come on last night after his team got smacked, and Frankie's team lost also.
Poor Frankie, man. Hey, John. Frankie, look, he knows his team is ass, and everybody knows that team is ass.
He does admit it.
I mean, and you know what? I don't understand what Hal Steinbrenner is doing. Look, at some point, you got to cut sling low from Brian Cashman, and you got to move on.
I mean,
I don't know why they want to keep staying with the same stuff.
Jay, you know how long it's been since the Yankees last got a title? Because it's not going to be this year.
2009.
Guess that. Yeah, 09, almost 15.
2009. And Frankie will tell you, it's been a
almost 15
time.
Seasons. And that's not like that from that team. We all know that. We all know this.
Logan, I told Frankie, man, the Yankees are going through the Cowboys jinx.
Ooh, that's it. The Cowboys' last one was 95. So I mean, that's what 95. That's you still got to beat by about 10 years, but still.
Hey, trust me,
they're not trending in the right direction.
Hey, but if you look at the Yankees farm system, it's depleted. If you look at their team, depleted. So, yeah, I told Frankie, you're in about 10 years, you're going to look back and be like, damn, now I know what Jay was going through with the Cowboys.
All right. Well, I give a little sneak peek for our first topic, but Jay, I almost forgot. We got to do our immaculate grid doing basketball tonight. Let me get it pulled up here. And we were looking at another option. Stat guy mentioned it to us, but he said that we looked at it. We said, look, man, that's too hard. That's for him. So he down the pipeline here pretty soon. He's going to be doing that on the channel. Just short videos. It will probably take 3 minutes for him, honestly, man, to just blow through another version of the
that man he's just on fire. I've never seen a specimen that can keep that many names, that many stats in one brain. I mean, literally, I'm surprised he's not tested like on the savant scale or something.
Oh, dude, I feel you. All right, so let's look at today's basketball immaculate grid. Jay McLovin. We got Portland Trail Blazers, Los Angeles Clippers, Sacramento Kings, Dallas Mavericks, Charlotte Hornets, and a player who's averaged 20-plus points a game in a season. So I think we're pretty much screwed. I mean, these are none of our teams and nowhere even close.
I think we can do the 20 points. When it comes to the rest of it, we'll figure that out. So let's just get the easy stuff out of the way. Right. Now, we could easily say Damian Lillard, and you'd hit that on the butt. But let's go a little harder. Let's go Clyde the Glide.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Let's go Clyde Drexler there.
Correct, 22%. My option was going to be Brandon Roy.
Oh, yeah.
Another good one.
That would be a good one, too.
All right, honestly. Los Angeles Clippers. It's going to be Chris Paul. It is I don't think it's Blake Griffin. I don't think he ever averaged 20. Just trying to think of some legends, some really good players from the Clippers over the years. I mean, we all know that probably George and Leonard would be the easy ones.
Yeah, those would be the easy guesses.
Appreciate the love, Greg Broderick. Greg, if you have any options you want for the Immaculate Grid for basketball here, you're more than welcome to comment, and we'll put them in there. We have taken suggestions for it, and we will continue to do so. Let's see.
Oh, Jesus. And then I said, Michael Olowokandi?
He averaged
20. I don't know if he averaged 20 points.
He averaged 20. I don't know if he averaged 20.
I know he was a big dude, though, in the Clippers for a little bit.
Who else played there? Like Elton Brand. I know he played there. He was good for a little bit. Do you think he was number one overall pick? Do you think?
I was thinking Elton Brand, too, but I don't know if Elton Brand ever averaged 20 points a game.
Jay, I'll throw it out there. I'm throwing it. Come on, Elton, former, I believe, number one overall pick. Don't let us down. There we go. 9%. Okay. Not the lowest I thought. All right. John Suggs, appreciate it. He said Malik Monk for the Hornets and Kings.
God. Yes. Malik Monk.
Let's see. Hornets and
God, that's been a long time since I heard that name. Malik Monk.
Malik Monk. Good option. And he is in there. 41%. Probably, if I had to guess, that's probably the most popular one. All right.
Yeah.
So Sacramento
Malik
King.
Monk. Jeez.
Sacramento King who averaged over 20.
Hey, Jason Williams for the Kings. Jason Williams.
For points?
I think he did.
I know he got an assist, but I was thinking Vlade.
Yeah, you'd be okay with Vlade, too. I'm pretty sure Vlade had averaged at least 20.
He better, man. Oh, my God. Vlade Divac did not? What? Jay, I'm shocked.
I'm telling you, I'm just telling you. I think it's Jason Williams. I know you're not going to listen to me.
Montrezl Harrell for the Hornets and Clippers. Oh my God, Montrezl Harrell. Sure enough, you said Hornets and Clippers. Where we at here? I think he won 6 Man of the Year one time. Montrezl Harrell, 5%.
I'm telling you, man. Put Jason Williams in it. If I'm wrong, okay, you can shoot me later. But I'm pretty sure I'm good on this one.
I just don't remember him ever averaging 20. But hey, we're gonna find out. Jason Williams. Nope, no Jason Williams.
Son of a.
No white chocolate.
Really though. All right. Last one. Last one.
Wait,
let's do it.
Let's fill in this one.
Watch this though. Just listen to me now. Listen. Rick Barry
for the Kings.
3-point threat. Rick Barry, Hall of Famer, Rick Barry, nope. Sacramento. What?
Nope. No Rick Barry.
Oh, then I don't know. I have no idea.
Wallace. That's a good one. Hornets and Blazers. Okay.
God, I can't believe Rick Barry's not in there. That's crazy.
All right. We got one more guess. Who is the best Sacramento Kings player of all time? Hey, John, look, you must be new to the show here.
Hey, I know we don't want to go another shot with the Kings, but I would have said, what the last opportunity would have been? Maybe Mitch Richmond.
I feel confident on that one. Let's go Mitch Rich.
Let's go one more time. Mitch Rich.
Let's end this one out on a
if that's not there, then hell with it.
Mitch Richmond. All right, Jay, we got it. Mitch Richmond, I'll take it in stride. Dude, how did Vlade Divac, Jason? Oh my God, we named 3 really good players.
Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't know how any of those guys didn't get in there. Honestly.
All right, let's look at the most popular answers here. So, all right, so the ones we did not fill out: Dallas Mavericks, Portland Trailblazers, Wesley Matthews, DeAndre Jordan with the Clippers and Mavericks.
DeAndre did play there.
Mavericks. Nicholas Batum with the Trailblazers and Hornets. But also Nicholas Batum with the Clippers and Hornets, so he was a popular choice. Malik Monk, which we did get. Damian Lillard with...
I can't read that. Is that Harrison Barnes in the bottom left corner with the Kings and the Mavs?
Yes.
Okay. Damn, that's probably Harrison Barnes.
Jay, this is the thing I hate with this, because I always forget names. Chris Webber.
Dude, Chris Webber played for so many teams. Like, Chris played for a lot of teams. DeAndre Jordan played for a lot of teams.
John, we try. We're easing our way into the lower percentages, okay? But as you can tell, it still ain't working.
John, you want us to get lower percentage. John, I'm just trying to complete the damn thing.
I mean, hey, honestly.
Lower percentage. I want lower percentage, but hell, at this point, I just want to survive it.
So, Jay, I'm looking at the Kings players who have scored over 20 points in a season, or 20 points averaging.
There can't be many of them.
So, De'Aaron Fox a few times. Buddy Hield looks like once or twice. DeMarcus Cousins, Rudy Gay. And then you get some other guys like Isaiah Thomas, Marcus Thornton, Tyreek Evans, Mike Bibby. So we got the wrong Mike. Peja Stojakovic. And yeah, so man.
Damn, I forgot about Mike Bibby.
Mike Bibby, man, was a walking. He's ripped now also. What's going on, Frankie? What you doing in here?
Just got home from cheerleading practice, you know.
All right.
I was
Hey, how'd that work out for you, man? Are you able to do those high kicks?
Yeah, I did the high kicks. I did some front flips and some standing back flips.
Hey, man was out there looking like Jeff Hardy.
Hey,
Frankie, I hope you missed the majority of that because me and Jay, we just, it was not a good immaculate grid, my friend.
Yeah, I did miss it.
Yeah, well, hey.
Do you know how hard it is to carry Logan in immaculate grid? It's hard.
Come on, Jay. Hey. Jay, we failed on the Kings like 3 separate times.
We did, man.
We were going for the deep cuts. That's where we screwed up.
Hey, the only thing that was worse than that was watching Stat Guy cover us the whole game.
Yeah, Stat Guy just absolutely destroyed us in 2 minutes. John said, cheerleading. I didn't know you were on the Yankees team. Oh, John. Good Lord.
Poor Frankie. John's been killing you all day, man.
Yeah, no,
He's been killing you on that game, man.
I don't get it, man. But
well, John is a Braves fan, so it's not like he didn't have a reason. I mean,
he always tries to say something, even when we're not playing the Braves. I feel like he's just tired of seeing the Yankees' success.
He is a constant hater.
If you know, I feel bad for Frankie, man, because he gets it from Mickey Delaney, he gets it from John Suggs.
Yeah,
I guess you know what? That's what happens when you have such a successful franchise. Everybody hates it.
Hey, John did say he's on your side in the NFL. John did say he's on your side though, Frankie, with football. So at least you got him with the Patriots.
Pats Nation, baby, Pats Nation.
I'm about to say that's why Frankie doesn't really go too hard on him. I think because he's a Pats fan. Now, if he was any other fan, I feel like Frankie would just roast him to oblivion like he would anyone else. But he's got to soften the blow a little bit, you know.
And everybody talks about the Yankees acting like I don't, you know. You guys know where I stand.
No, yeah, I mean, just watch the last like 3 or 4 of our shows that you've been on, and you can tell what side of the picket fence you've been on.
And Logan already knows I threw in the white towel against the Braves on Sunday before the series even started.
He said, hey, man, I already given up. He texted me last night. He said this team looks like a high school team.
He just wanted to win one game against the Braves.
It's we're playing.
There's still a chance. There's still some chances, but
it's like it's the Yankees and we're playing the Savannah Banana. And Atlanta's just having a great time with it.
Oh man. Well, Frankie, you got here perfect timing. First topic of the night. We're doing a lot of stuff off the field, off the court, whatever you want to say today, just because that's been dominating the news headlines. So that's what we're going to speak on tonight. James Harden just basically flat out said, I don't like Daryl Morey. He's a liar. I am just, oh my God. I mean, you got to give it to James. He spoke his mind. He didn't sugarcoat nothing. He went out there and said it.
Nothing.
You got to give him his props for that. He didn't hide behind nothing. He went out there. He said, let me say it again. And he did. So regardless of your thoughts on him, you got to give him respect for standing up and saying that, man. Oh, God. Jay, what were your thoughts on this ongoing debacle in the next chapter of the process?
You know, I have a lot of familiarity with this. I mean, obviously, Morey and Harden were on the team together back in the day before both of them bolted for Philly, and Harden got there via trade. But either way, man, look, he's right, man. Daryl Morey kind of screwed Harden over a little bit, right? I mean, look, Harden. You know, he was very blatant, outspoken. Everybody knew that Harden wanted to trade. Everybody's going to try to make a trade work. So Harden did the right thing. He said, look, Daryl, I'm going to opt into this contract. You're going to trade me away, and we're going to keep on rolling. And then Daryl said, excuse me, James. See, what happened was we couldn't get what we needed for you, so you're screwed, guy. And you're gonna go down there and you're gonna continue to play on that 1 year contract, and we're gonna keep rolling, guy. And then Harden said, "No, you're a freaking liar. I will never be a part of an organization that he's a part of." So I said all that to say this. A couple of things I want to say. Number one, Nick Nurse, I feel so bad for you. How uncomfortable for that team and for you it must be. You had no idea what you were walking into when you signed on with the Philadelphia 76ers. And now you got all this craziness going on. You got a guy that doesn't want to play for the organization, and you're supposed to turn it around. Well, how the hell do you turn it around when the guy don't even want to be there? How bad it must be for you. And all I'm going to say is this. Daryl Morey, Embiid, deja vu. You must be saying deja vu to yourself because you just came out of 2021 when Ben Simmons didn't want to play for y'all. Now you got Harden don't want to play for y'all. It's just like a never-ending cycle. Almost as bad as watching Brian Cashman trying to lead the Yankees to another title that they haven't seen since 2009. Daryl Morey, Embiid, and everybody else is affiliated with the 76ers. You guys are screwed. And Harden, if you think he's going to play this year, the dude said blatantly, I will never play for an organization that Daryl Morey is associated with. So my last parting question is for both of you analysts.
Okay.
Do you think that Daryl Morey's job with upper level management based on the debacle of Harden is under scrutiny?
Ooh, that's a good question. Frankie, I'll have you answer that one first.
I don't think so.
Not yet?
Because I don't think so, because realistically, I mean, they should have been looking at this. I mean, this isn't the first time. Damn, that was a bomb. That was a bomb, Logan. But yeah, I honestly I don't think so, because if you looked at James Harden history, Philly knew what they were getting themselves into with James Harden. They honestly did. Like you must have known, and I feel like it's not going to be more on the upper management. It's just going to be James Harden, and I don't think James Harden is just going to sit there. I think James Harden is going to go out there. He's going to play ball, and he's going to improve his trade equity. I mean, that's the one thing you got to do at this point. Clearly, nobody wanted James Harden. They know what James Harden, is going to bring and what he's about. They look at James Harden like, well, if we trade for him, are we going to have him for half a year, or we're going to have him for a full year, and then he's going to want to leave us as well. So I think James Harden would play just to up his trade equity. Just
well, this point, I don't think it's trading though, is it, Frankie? Because he optioned into the last year of his contract. So at this point, it's more like he's playing for free agency, isn't he?
Yeah, he opted in his contract, and both him and Philly were seeking out trades before the season started. Now that we're in summer league and we're about 2 months away from actual NBA season starting up, they took him off because realistically, nobody wants him right now. Nobody wants to deal with the bull crap that James Harden brings, and I feel like that's why they haven't seeked out a potential suitor for James Harden. But if it comes out that James Harden is balling the way we expect him to ball during the regular season, not postseason, we know what he does during the postseason. But if he does what he normally does during the regular season, there will be potential suitors out there before the trade deadline, because you got to look at some scenario teams that are like, okay, we're in the playoff picture. We're kind of like a couple games out of the play-in tournament, or a couple of games out of a potential playoff spot. What can we do to make us feel better? And adding James Harden helps out. It really does for the regular season. But then again, like I said, you have to worry about postseason, because James Harden, you know what he brings in postseason, and it's absolutely nothing.
I don't know. I will say this, for the most part, you're correct. But when James is feeling it, he can bring it. Here's the problem with James Harden. The problem with James Harden is, and Frankie, he suffers from the same thing that Kevin Durant suffers from. When you put Kevin Durant on a team that has strong leadership, a la Golden State, he's great. No issues. We're good. When you put a guy like James Harden on a team with a leader like, Chris Paul, now we're talking like, as long as Chris Paul's on the floor, we're probably going to beat the Golden State Warriors and go to the finals. The problem with James Harden is the same problem that exists with Kevin Durant. They need a leader on that team that can direct them and guide them and let them do what they do. But they need a direct leader on that team in order for them to be successful. They can't do it on their own.
So, John Suggs brings up an interesting potential trade scenario. He says, Morris should look him in and say, look, I'm sending you to New York. Give me time to talk with their agents. New York has a lot of picks coming up. That is true. Plus, they also have Julius Randle, R.J. Barrett, and call it a day. That's honestly not a bad option.
New York,
it would be kind of risky, though.
New York's not trading away R.J. Barrett.
No, RJ did too good last year, I think.
Yeah,
but I do think Jalen Brunson could be that leader on the team that Harden needs to go the rest of the way.
No.
I don't know. I do, man. Look, Brunson, that guy is a leader. He's a leader. Look, you can't do what you did in New York and take them where they went without being a leader. There's no doubt about it that Brunson's a leader.
Jay, I'm going to give it to you.
Harden needs that.
I'll give it to you, Jay. Jalen Brunson is a leader in his own category. He's a leader. He is a leader for the New York Knicks, but he cannot lead James Harden. James Harden will go in there thinking that he's a leader, thinking that he runs the team, and everybody has to follow behind him, and that's going to stir up a whole controversy between him, Jalen Brunson, even Josh Hart, who just got a crazy contract extension by the Knicks. So I mean, you can't bring it. You got James Harden right now that's supposed to be getting led by Joel Embiid. And Joel Embiid just took off so many 76ers off of his social media. Like, now you have to worry about that. Because apparently you're not making Joel Embiid happy in Philly.
No, and obviously it seems like right when this Sixers team was trying to get their stuff together, they went through all these rough years. They finally got Embiid, he fully healthy, I should say. And then he comes, wins the MVP, the whole Ben Simmons debacle, and they still don't make it to the finals. And it seems like that window is getting smaller and smaller, not with each year, but I mean, it feels like with each day at this point, just with just the ongoing drama in that organization. So
it's going to come to a point where Joel Embiid is going to end up going to China because no team is going to want to get him. No player is going to want to play with him. And it's going to come out to a point where listen, no team wants me, fine, whatever, I'm going to go overseas. And then that's where he goes overseas, he goes to China. That's where we're going to see James Harden ball out, score like 50-something points.
But I don't think it's ever going to get to that point yet. I think James Harden is nowhere near even thinking about looking at China right now. There's still a lot left in James Harden that's going to keep him in the NBA. He's not even close to being at that level yet.
Not done. Yeah, I don't think he's done yet. He's still
unless they just come out with a hellified contract. I mean, that just makes him so filthy rich. It's ridiculous.
So
maybe if Chris comes in, I don't know.
Yeah. All right, man. So let's move on. Let's talk about the big news in the baseball world.
Jeez, Louise, hide your children.
Franco, my God,
hide your children.
What an interesting development, we'll say. So this is all alleged, by the way. This is all alleged that he was in a relationship / communicating with someone who it says he believed was of age, but it turns out that she was not.
A minor.
It's a whole debacle. It's a whole mess. There's still a whole lot of stuff that has yet to be sorted out. But the MLB, the Tampa Bay Rays, they have said, look, before we get even more deeper into this, we're going to place him on the restricted list for an undisclosed amount of time. And Franco will play the next home game. I highly doubt that. I really do.
Well, so far, I think he's only suspended the road game, but I think all of us know that this is going to go much further than that.
No, I would be surprised. I mean, authorities are investigating this, so obviously we have no leeway and any leads on that. That's not for us. At this moment, it's not public. So we will see what happens, but I mean, this came out of left field. This also, and whenever whenever the Rays manager said, "How come he's not playing today?" Because I mean, Franco pretty much plays in all these games. He's a healthy player. He plays whenever he can. They said, "How come he's not playing?" He said, "Oh, it's just his day off. It's just We'll give him some rest.
Yeah, it's a day off, all right. Frankie, I thought what happened in the DR stayed in the DR.
Frankie is muted, so.
I'm just saying, I thought what happened in the DR stayed in the DR. I guess that's not true.
So John said, going back to the Harden comment, trade him to Dallas. Him, Doncic, and Kyrie and Harden could work if you don't give up other pieces. Now, I mean, John, we said the Mavericks don't need extra star players. They need a bench. They ain't got a bench.
Yeah, they definitely need a bench.
So Billy says to charge him to the fullest. That's not for us to do. That's for the court of law.
Man, I'll tell you what though, if it does come out in the court that it's true, then I do agree with Billy Buzz. If it's true, true.
Like,
but if it's not true,
alleged, we got to throw that one out there so it's to cover us.
It's true. It's 100% true. I don't care if it's alleged right now. It's true.
Frankie, I said it a minute ago, and I don't think you heard it, but I thought what happened in the DR stayed in the DR, man.
Hey, yo, listen, Jay. I don't know anything about the island of the DR because I'm in the other island of the PR.
I know.
The wrong one.
No, but next time we talk to Pride, we need to ask him about that. Thought it stayed over there. Damn.
Oh man.
But you know what? But let me ask you this, and Frankie, let me ask you both this. I mean, do you think it's just somebody in the DR, some girl in the DR or a parent, whatever that needs money and knows him and says,
Let me hold off on that. Hold off for a second. I was just looking, see if there's any developments on this. This is posted at 5:18 on the New York Post. Ray's Wander Franco accused of improper relationship with a second underage girl. This one,
damn.
This one says a publication cited a connection in the Attorney General's office in Bani. I'm not too sure. It's his hometown. It reports the complaint against Franco, who is 22, was filed by a 17-year-old girl in July. So, I mean, is this going to be another case of we're going to see more people coming out of the woodworks and just piling on top of this?
Yes.
Bro, if you get a second one coming out of
Billy also saying he said, yeah, let the law take care of it. Of course, and obviously
it doesn't look good when you got two of them coming out, though. I mean, when you got two coming out, now you're looking at now we're going to talk about just one.
Right, and this is in a very short amount of time as well. You know what I mean? This isn't months later. This is very fresh.
Right.
So, like I said,
we're goodness gracious.
So we will definitely be keeping track of this, but as of the time being, all we know is that he has been placed on the restricted list, and is probably not going to play for a little bit. We don't know how long. We don't know if he's going to come back, when he will be back, and like I said, this is going to be a very interesting development in the offseason, I'm sure. Between Wander Franco and all the other parties involved in this.
This is like 3 years in a row, guys. Like 3 years ago was Deshaun Watson. 2 years ago it was freaking the guy from the Dodgers, Trevor Bauer. Now this is like 3 straight years in a row. Yeah. It's getting crazy.
It is sad. It's sad, depressing. It's frustrating also. And it's just a mess.
And the thing that gets to me is like even if he got cleared from it, even if this didn't happen and all that, you got to imagine coming back into the clubhouse, getting around your boys. They all know what the awkwardness of it. How do you even get back into a rhythm of playing baseball, focusing on just baseball when you got to imagine this is going to loom large over him? I mean, that takes a lot of mental strength.
And Jay, let's also not forget, it's not like the Rays can just kind of wipe their hands clean with this, because they signed him to an 11-year extension back in 2021. Oh, yeah. 11 years, $182 million.
I want to say this right here because he said 17-year-old. How close is she to 18? And you know something? Sometimes, and I understand 18 is that legal age limit, and stuff like that. But realistically, 17, come on. I understand it's under 18, but still, for one, like he said, how close is she to 18? If it's a month before her birthday, her 18th birthday, come on, really? And the man is 22 years old. We've seen people who are a 10-year. Look at Jay and Mel. That's like a 10-year difference. Mel's like 10 years younger than Jay. We don't say nothing about that.
Look, Jerry Lee Lewis married his cousin. He didn't go to jail. I'm not saying. No, think about that. No, just hold on. I know this is a long time ago, but just think about that for a minute. Jerry Lee Lewis married his underage. I think she was 13, if I'm not mistaken. He married a 13-year-old cousin.
Yeah. Man,
I'm just saying.
That makes the skin crawl.
It does make your skin crawl, by the way. It really does. But I'm just saying, if a guy can marry a 13-year-old and have sex with her, why are we caring about Franco if he got a 17-year-old when our court system has already said that Jerry Lee Lewis and what he did was perfectly okay?
We're not sitting here saying that it's 100%. It's okay for someone to.
No, I'm not saying it's okay at all. But the court system clearly has an issue.
No,
an issue with the courts.
No, you're right, Jay. It is an issue with the courts, and I'll
tell you what, if I was Franco's lawyer, though, if I was Franco's lawyer, I would be looking into some stuff like that to defend him. But again, I also want you to know that I don't condone any of the actions that Franco's done. But
John also brought up a good point. Franco is 22. When did this happen? Also, I'm not sure when
that's true.
Happened. I'm not sure. I've not seen any concrete evidence about when this happened.
It really don't matter when it happened, Logan. It's a 5-year different gap. If the girl's 17 years old and he's 22, that's a 5-year difference. So
that's true. Even if that, she would have been 12 at 5 years ago. That's still pretty horrible.
When he would have been,
that's still pretty damn horrible.
Yeah. So, like I said, we'll see whenever we get all the more information up. So I'm sure that there'll be more coming. And like I said,
you better believe
we'll be here. What was that?
Yeah, there's gonna be more coming.
Yeah, and we'll be here to cover it all, like we unfortunately have to, for a lot of this stuff. But that's what we're here to do. We're here to report sports news. We're here to help. John says, "Come on, it happened when he was 15. It happened when he was 15. So that would have been
so she was 10.
No, she would have been 12.
That doesn't make any
well, yeah, you're right. She would have been 10.
He says that can't.
10 and a 15-year-old.
No, so can't charge him now. That I don't know about that.
You can't, honestly. They're two young kids. 15 and 10. That's too young.
Well, kids. Yeah, they're both considered minors. That's just two minors going at it and doing what minors do. So you're right. Yeah. I mean, and we're gonna get more of this as it comes out.
Yeah,
you don't know what age he did this. So
it's going and it's telling me that the woman's parents, the parents got told who she slept with when they slept together. Now they see that this man is an MLB player, probably getting paid so much.
And that's what I was thinking. How do we know this isn't a money ploy?
Exactly.
Because as much as we do hate to say that is an option, and that is something that we've seen throughout the years. So,
I'm just glad it happened to a Tampa Bay Ray player and not a Houston player.
And we'll leave it at this. We'll keep track of it, and we will give updates. Let's go to another controversy that's happened here lately.
This one threw me for a loop.
Michael Oher and the movie The Blind Side with his family, alleged family that adopted him, did not adopt him. Jay, what's been going on with this, man? This has been absolutely insane.
From what I've read on this, I watched this movie and it was a heartfelt movie. I was like, oh my God, man. Bro, the Tuohys are doing this great thing for this guy, and they're taking him into the family, and they're clothing him, they're feeding him. She's going to his house, and they're getting stuff out of the house, and they're just doing this, that, that. And it's a heartfelt, beautiful, made-up story.
Yeah, it is a
what really happened was, according to Michael Oher, what happened was they did not adopt him. They had him sign a letter that basically gave them the right to basically direct his financial and business career. The Tuohys stuck it to Michael Oher. Now, Michael does come out and say clearly that he still considers the Tuohys, to be good people, that he's close to them. He bought SJ a vehicle. I think he bought SJ's sister. I don't remember what her name was, but I think he gave her some money to do something with. So he clearly still has a relationship with the Tuohys. But I think what Michael Oher is saying, let me tell you something. I know you guys look at the Tuohys this kind of way, but this is not how this story happened. Let me tell you how it really happened. They took advantage of a young black kid and it made their money a little bit off of him. You can't tell me the Tuohys didn't financially benefit off of a young naive Michael Orr. Okay, you can't tell me that. So it's not as fluffy, beautiful Disney blindside that you think. No, they blindsided him. That part's correct.
So let's see. Frankie, before we get your comments on this, John Suggs chimed in here. He said, Michael Orr is an idiot. When this movie came out, and now you spent all of your NFL money just looking for an opt-out. He's complaining, saying that he wasn't, quote, officially adopted, end quote. Had a roof over his head, fed him, paid his tuition. Also follows up saying, if it wasn't for them, he wouldn't have even been drafted or went to college. And also his final comment, it also didn't say that this is a true story. It is based off of true events.
Well, that's true. It was an actual event. How much truth is in it? Well, no, that's a whole nother story. Now, listen, the Tuohys did make an investment in Michael, right?
They did.
They did do things for him. But let's be honest with you. The Tuohys had a plan for him. They knew that Michael Orr was going to be an NFL player, and they saw an opportunity to make some money. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Hey, look, all they are is they're an unofficial agent. That's what they are, an unofficial agent. And not Michael Orr wants to talk about it. Okay, well, it is what it is. The Tuohys made an investment. What do you want to do?
So, and just to kind of give a full scope of this, just to if anyone's coming in here, I'm just reading this off Twitter from the account Film Updates. Michael Orr, who was the subject of The Blind Side, has filed a lawsuit alleging that he was never adopted by Sean and Leanne Tuohy, but was instead tricked into a conservatorship that gave them control over his money and businesses. The lawsuit also alleges that the Tuohys used their power as conservators to strike a deal that paid them and their two birth children millions of dollars in royalties from the Oscar-winning film that earned more than $300 million, while Orr got nothing for his own story. So that is.
Are you telling me that the Tuohys screwed over a young black kid, a young naive black kid? What?
Jay, I mean, all signs seem to be pointing that direction. But man, this is
pointing that direction.
This really is a sad story. I mean,
it is.
This was, and it's dude, it sucks so much that this turned this way because, like you mentioned, when that movie came out, I mean, it dominated box offices. Everyone who watched sports, I'm sure, has seen if not heard that movie. I mean, I personally really enjoyed it, but it's just sad to see now that all of it is like John said, based. He said it did not say it was a true story. It says it was based off of true events. The movie that was. So we'll see.
Let me ask you this question, Logan.
What's up?
If you go back and rewatch Blind Side, in the back of your head, the whole time you're watching the movie, are you saying BS?
Oh,
BS?
yeah. I feel like you can't go back. If you do go back and watch that film, you can't not think that. I mean,
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be thinking
100%.
these young white couple screwed over a black kid and took all of what he had and left him for whatever was left over, which was his contract.
Yeah.
But then again, they got a percentage of that too.
Yeah. And now, Jay, isn't this kind of like what Britney Spears went through earlier in the year with that whole thing where they signed all this stuff away? I mean, it's kind of the same thing. And
Britney had her moments financially too with that business side of it. Business is ugly. People understand that business is ugly, and sometimes people that are naive, they just get robbed.
Yeah, and I think it hits more for Michael only because, like you said, Jay, he had a rough life growing up. He trusted this family. Like I said, all this is alleged as well. And instead of quote unquote adopting him, they just said, "Hey, we see this guy who's going to go to Division I football potentially. Let's see if we can get some money." But
I will say this to play devil's advocate, or even to see it from the other side of the two side. I will say this. If what it is true that Michael was having a rough upbringing, and he had never even if the Tuohys are the ones that got him into football, if he would have never gotten into the game of football, would he have even had the money that he got from those contracts? See, even though they kind of screwed Michael over, at the same time, they did put Michael on a path to develop a lot of money, even though, so it's almost like a love-hate thing, right? Like, I love the fact that they got a kid up off the streets, got him into college, directed him into the NFL, where he got his own money and this, that, and the other, right? Had they never gotten into his life, where would Michael Orr be today? Would he have ever gotten into college? Would he have ever gotten into the NFL?
We don't know.
So there is two sides to every story. I will say that.
There is. And Billy says, look at Don King and Mike Tyson. Don King.
Oh, Don King just killed Mike. Absolutely. I agree with that. That's a really, really good.
That is a good analogy.
Really good comparison.
Yes, it is. That's a great one there, Billy. Also, John says, let me ask y'all, do y'all know who Daniel Eugene Rudiger was? I have no clue who that is. John also says the movie was made about him. Let me look.
Oh, is that Rudy? Is that the movie Rudy?
Is that Rudy? That might be Rudy.
I'm about to say, I think that's Rudy.
There we go. Yeah, thank you, John. I was like, who is Daniel Eugene? Yeah, okay. Yeah,
I'm about to say the only thing I can think when I said Rudiger, the only thing that came to my mind was Rudy.
Rudy.
And the movie about Rudy, yeah.
Oh, of course, yeah. Yes, we do apparently do know who Daniel Eugene Rudiger is.
Hey, Logan, I feel much better about myself now.
He said, ask him how much money he got.
Probably zero.
He probably got zip.
Probably a goose egg.
That's it. He probably didn't get nothing. Oh, well, we've made it, gentlemen. Final show. Final segment of the show here on this Tuesday night edition. Jay, you got any final thoughts you want to get out before we get out of here today?
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm glad Frankie caught the tail end of this show, even though he's probably taking care of his children. Yeah, man, what a time to be alive, man. Tomorrow, or I should say Thursday, is show number 365. I know we're talking about doing awards for that show, so I'm really stoked for show number 365. Honestly, I can't believe we've gotten this far in the game on this show, man. So it's a testament to good people like Logan and Frankie and Rob Scott and Gonzo and all the people that have contributed and how much we love and thank them. And it's a big family. Oh, yeah. And at the end of it, the Astros are down 4-2. I hope you get the win.
Oh, but no, Jay. Yeah, like I said, Jay did mention Thursday is going to be a special show for us. Obviously, episode 365. We're not going to do our usual show of close to home Immaculate Grid. We're going to scrap all that for Saturday. Instead, Thursday, we're going to have our first annual. We'll keep it annual. Awards show. I'm sure we'll come up with some name by then. We're going to make up our own categories, topics, the whole 9 yards, and we're hoping to have a little bit of fun with it. So come join us Thursday night, of course. 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time for the first annual Unscripted Awards show. It's going to be a good time. John's final thoughts here. He said, hot take, Jordan Love loses the QB1 battle to Sean Clifford by week 4. Hold on, I got to use that. I haven't used it in a minute. Hold on, there we go. I had to get the dust off that button. It's been a minute.
That is a hot take. Bro, Jordan Love, what? What? Real quick, though, Logan.
Go ahead.
I do want to make one little announcement. Fantasy Football League is almost here.
It is.
It's almost here. I can smell it. And our draft is just literally within a week away, less than a week away. And for those of you who don't know, the Unscripted Fantasy Football League is full. There's going to be a nice, big green. Logan, I'm going to do a green. You know the old school, the WBC championship belt is green, and it's got the big trailer. So Logan is going to design us an unscripted Fantasy Football League image, and we're going to put it on that plate, and that plate's going to be the center of that green belt, and it's going to be freaking awesome. And if you didn't get in on the league this year, we will do it again every year afterwards. And you too, if you win the Fantasy Football League, can capture that belt.
Yeah, like I said, we dwindled the teams down this year from 20 to 12. So last year was crazy. It was fun. Don't get me wrong. It was very fun, but it was insane every single week.
I might be able to find some players that aren't playing.
Yeah. Also, John.
It was rough, man. It was rough.
Also, John, check out our last, I believe, Saturday or Thursday show. I forget which one. We did a little bit of fantasy football draft analysis, so go check that out if you want to get up to speed on things. Also, He says, take the running back the Vikings took in the 7th round. He's a sleeper. His name is Dwayne McBride. So, okay, definitely do some research on him and see if he falls in my lap or if he's worth the pick. So we'll see. Frankie, your final thoughts before we wrap up the show here tonight.
Let's go Atlanta.
Are the Patriots off this week?
Yeah, I don't really know what to say
It's
right
gonna
now.
be okay, Frankie. I just got one thing to say to Frankie. Frankie, look, man. I want you to understand. Take this from a Cowboys fan. It doesn't get better. I got Jerry Jones. You got Brian Cashman.
Oh, wow.
It doesn't get better until Jerry Jones is no longer the owner and Brian Cashman is no longer the GM. And I got to be honest with you, brother, man, from one struggling fan to another struggling fan, you just got to weather the storm until these two men are gone, and then we'll see brighter days ahead.
Hey, and we will see. But once again, appreciate you guys coming out. Jay, Frankie, always love having you on Talking Sports. Check us out on social media also. Facebook at Unscripted, Unscripted Guys on Twitter, and, of course, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitch, all under Unscripted Sports. But if you want to find an easier way, the best way to find all of those accounts, visit our link tree in the description of all of our episodes. So basically, you hit a button, and you'll see all of the links to all the social media you see here. So go over there, check us out, give us a follow as well. And, of course, we love interacting with y'all. Of course, appreciate to John Suggs, Billy Buzz Smith, Greg Broderick, and a bunch of others tonight for commenting. Always showing your love. Like I said, Thursday is a special episode for us, number 365, the first ever Unscripted award show. You don't want to miss it. 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Until then, we will talk to you again on another live episode.